All right, I wanted to take a minute and go over worksheet 20. I'm going to go ahead and prep that with you. So we're working on congruent triangles, and we're proving it with only the SSS and the SAS right now. So remember, for it to be side, 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 you have to have 3 congruent sides. For it to be side, angle, side, you have to have 2 congruent sides and an included angle. So it has to be that these 2 sides form that included angle. So let's look at number 1 real quick. We see that they've labeled these 2 sides and these 2 sides for us. So we have 2 of the sides, and the question is, do I have a third side or an angle? And nothing's marked. Now you can't make anything up. I can't say these angles look the same, but I do know that they both share a side. So I'm going to mark that with an X. That's that reflexive property. And now these triangles are congruent by side, side, side. And that's all you have to do there. Since these aren't labeled, we're not writing the triangle congruence theorem. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 2. I see that I have a side. I have a common side that is reflected, and then I have this angle. Now, if I look at it too quickly, I see side, angle, side, sides and angles, but it has to be the included angle. So this side, angle, side works, but over here, I don't have the right side, because if I look at these two, it's not included. So this is neither. I'm not able to prove these congruent using side, 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 or side, angle, side. So make sure as you go through, you mark them. Now, if you look down at the bottom, I'm just throwing this out there, these have 2 marked congruent sides, but that's it. I cannot say that these sides are congruent, but I can say that these angles are congruent because they are a vertical pair or vertical angles. And vertical angles, those are congruent. So I can prove this by side, included angle, and side, side, angle, side. So go ahead and finish those up. Make sure you mark anything extra that we know. I'm going to flip it over to the back and talk about that. State any additional information. So what would I need in order to know the triangle is congruent for the reason given? So I don't have enough information, but I'd like to prove using side, angle, side. They've given me a side. I know that vertical angles are congruent. So these are 2 facts that I have. What I don't know is the other side. So I've got a side, I have the included angle, and so it has to be this side congruent to that side. So the angle is included. And for this to be true, I need to state the additional information. So I've marked it. I cannot use angle C. I have to call it angle JCH. I have to trace that angle is congruent to angle DCB. Now I just messed up. I actually didn't need to name that. I already knew these angles were congruent. That's the vertical angle theorem, so you don't have to tell me that. Okay? You don't have to tell me that. That's a given. This is what you needed to tell me. You needed to tell me that side JC would have to be congruent to side DC in order for these to be congruent. So what additional information would I need? Someone would have to give me that. So let's try another one that I don't mess up on. If you look at number 11, I have that these 2 angles are congruent. So those are the angles. I know that this side is congruent in both triangles. So that is also a given. What I need is this. So which other side should be congruent? Should it be BD and XC, or should it be over here? I need the angle to be included. So BD does not include it. I need it to be DC would have to be congruent to XB. So this is a given reflexive property, and this is the extra information we would have to prove it. So let's do one more. We have a matching side, a matching angle. So I've got a side and angle. I need another side. I can't use YW because that would not include the angle. I have to use XY. So you would state XY is congruent to, okay, so side, I need the included angle, KL. So make sure you mark the figures and you include the additional piece of information that you need.